All right, we are starting week 5 of the semester, so we're officially 1/4 of the way through the class already, and we are just moving right along. We've done all of our control structures, loops, and branching control structures. We've covered variables, we've covered data types, we've covered all kinds of things with using strings and print statements. And we've already gained the ability to do some pretty cool, pretty complex stuff. What I'm about to teach you next will improve or increase the power you have in building a complex program exponentially. It is really that big of a deal. You won't really feel the difference in the smaller, shorter programs just yet, but building custom functions is a huge time saver, especially when you're building a more complex or a larger program. Even more so when those longer programs have repetitive pieces of code or a code that is almost the same but has minor differences. Okay, so custom functions are a very, very powerful thing. And we've been dealing with functions pretty much since day one, right? The print function, for example. The print function is something, it's a single command that does something. And that's a relatively simple function, but we have functions for printing things out, for gathering user input. We have methods, which are like functions, but they're in the context of a specific object. We're actually going to do methods later when we start talking about object-oriented programming, which is sort of another level up for you all in terms of your computing power. So custom functions are kind of a big deal. So let's go back and start talking about the parts of a function, okay? Python has built-in functions, obviously. Custom functions allow you to simplify your code, and one of the biggest things that it allows you to do is simplify your code structure. So so far, we've built all of these programs that have the functionality or what the code does sort of built into or intermingled with the flow of the program, the control structures and the functions that we're doing, the things that we want the code to do. They're all just sort of mixed together in one big long string of code. One of the cool things that custom functions allow you to do is simplify your code by grouping routines into a simple command that then allows you to take the main functions, the main things you want your code to do, out of the flow of the program. And it makes debugging a lot easier because it allows you to identify where problems are in your code much more easily. But also, if you repeat the same lines of code over and over and over throughout your program, and when you do it the first time, you have a small mistake in that, and you copy and paste it 100 times through your code, you got to fix it 100 times, or you have 100 times more opportunities to make an error there. If you have all of that code into a function and you're just using that function throughout your code, throughout your structure, then you just fix it in one place. It helps your programs be more readable for that same reason.